What if you've been searching for confidence in all the wrong places? Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Yet, in a world that often pushes us to fake it till we make it, have we lost touch with what it truly means to be confident? Real confidence isn't about pretending. It's about building resilience, knowing your authentic self, and embracing failure as a stepping stone, not a setback. Imagine no longer feeling the weight of comparison or the pull of toxic relationships. Think about standing firm, even when things don't go as planned. This journey isn't glamorous, but it's real. And today, we'll explore 5 powerful steps to create unshakable confidence, starting from within and growing outward. Stay with us as we dive deep into these transformative actions. If you're ready for a practical approach to authentic growth, don't forget to like and subscribe to Stoic Narratives Official for more wisdom rooted in Stoic resilience and strength. Step 1. Let go of comparisons. One of the biggest barriers to building true confidence is the habit of comparison. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Yet, our minds often wander, measuring our progress against others. Scrolling through social media and seeing everyone's highlight reel can make us question, why am I not there yet? Or what's wrong with my journey? Here's the truth. Confidence isn't found in comparing ourselves to others. It's found in embracing our unique paths and letting go of unnecessary distractions. When we focus too much on comparisons, we rob ourselves of joy, a bit like running a race where the finish line keeps moving further away. Trying to compete in someone else's race on their terms is exhausting and futile. True confidence comes only when we focus on our growth. The only meaningful comparison is this: am I better today than I was yesterday? That's the only standard that should matter, and it allows us to build resilience and authenticity. Letting go of comparisons opens the door to authenticity. Confidence in its truest form isn't about surpassing others. It's about knowing and trusting yourself. Embrace resilience by facing your unique challenges and see each setback as a chance for personal growth. When we feel overwhelmed by others' achievements, it's important to remember that we're only seeing a fraction of their story. Behind every seemingly perfect life are struggles, failures, and doubt. Things rarely visible, but universally felt. In embracing our own journey, we gain strength that doesn't depend on external validation. Think back to a time you felt genuinely proud of a personal achievement. Did it matter if someone else did it better? Probably not. What mattered was that you grew, you learned, and you took a step forward. That's where the resilience we need for confidence is born. Each small victory and each failure we overcome adds to a foundation of strength. Authentic confidence is built by embracing failure as a pathway to growth, and it flourishes when we recognize our resilience. If you're ready to begin, here's a simple practice. At the end of each week, reflect on one achievement. This doesn't have to be monumental. It could be as simple as finishing a book, following through on a goal, or setting a needed boundary. Write it down and track these moments of growth. These small victories become reminders that progress is happening, regardless of others' timelines. By regularly reflecting, you'll notice that each achievement strengthens your confidence and sense of authenticity. It's natural to feel that letting go of comparison is challenging, especially if it's been ingrained for years. But consider it a practice, one that gradually lifts the weight of self-doubt. Over time, you'll notice you're more focused, peaceful, and yes, more confident. The journey to confidence is yours alone, and although others can inspire you, they should never define you. Surrounding yourself with a supportive environment can also make this process smoother. By choosing relationships that empower you instead of toxic ones that drain you, you create a network that uplifts your confidence rather than undermines it. Friends who encourage authenticity and resilience help reinforce your self-belief. On the other hand, cutting off toxic relationships can be an empowering step toward personal growth, allowing you to focus on your strengths without unnecessary negativity. Another crucial piece of this journey is learning to embrace failure as a path to personal growth. Fear of failure can hold us back, but each setback offers valuable lessons, adding resilience and making us stronger. When you overcome this fear, you unlock your full potential. Confidence is built not by avoiding failure, but by using it as a stepping stone toward your goals. Embracing resilience means seeing failure not as a deterrent, but as an opportunity for improvement. So, are you ready to start your own race, one focused on your growth? Begin by letting go of comparisons and embracing the unique path that only you can walk. Step 2. Embrace failure as growth. Let's dive into something many of us dread, but ultimately cannot escape: failure. As Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Yet modern society often tells us that failure is to be avoided at all costs. But here's the Stoic truth: if you're unwilling to face failure, you're not prepared to grow. Real confidence isn't built on avoiding mistakes. It's grounded in resilience, the kind that grows from the lessons we learn and the strength we cultivate with every setback. Embracing failure isn't just about courage. It's about reshaping how you define success and building a deeper authenticity and resilience that will serve you for life. Consider failure as the foundation of true confidence. Every time you step into unfamiliar territory, you open yourself up to potential setbacks. Yes, you may stumble or even fall, but each failure becomes a brick in the foundation of resilience. Each setback becomes part of a stronger, more authentic self, one that isn't defined by wins or losses, but by the courage to keep trying. To truly embrace failure as a growth tool, you must shift your perception. See it not as a flaw, but as a clear marker that you're pushing past your comfort zone. Here's the core challenge: changing how you perceive failure. Many people associate failure with weakness, thinking it makes them less capable or less worthy. But what if you flip that perspective? What if each failure was a symbol of growth, a sign you're challenging yourself? By viewing failure as a path to resilience, you build your confidence on a foundation that's unshakable. It's not easy. It demands patience and practice, but this change in mindset is worth every effort. When you start seeing failure as a tool, you recognize it as a guide on your journey to self-trust and personal growth. Take, for example, someone who tries to launch a business or reach a significant milestone but falls short. Initially, failure can feel painful, even embarrassing. Yet each misstep holds valuable lessons. Where did you improve? What insights did you gain? These earned lessons are invaluable because they come from experience, not mere advice. As you gather these insights, confidence grows, not because you're avoiding failure, but because you're mastering it. Embracing failure as a path to growth reshapes your journey, allowing setbacks to fuel a more resilient, authentic version of yourself. A practical way to cultivate this mindset is by setting failure goals. These are challenges where success isn't the end goal. Growth is. Tackle things that push you out of your comfort zone. Ask for a raise, try public speaking, or pick up a new skill. With each attempt, you won't just see failures. You'll see courage, progress, and a growing resilience. Over time, these challenges help shift your perception of failure from a negative outcome to a positive practice, empowering you to build confidence through embracing your authentic self and resilience. Imagine a moment when failure no longer rattles you, but instead pushes you forward with greater clarity and purpose. This is where resilience becomes second nature, forming a foundation for confidence that no setback can shake. True confidence, built from facing failure, is unbreakable because it's rooted in self-trust, not in avoiding losses. This way, embracing failure becomes an integral step toward a lasting, unshakable self-belief. To support this journey, surround yourself with supportive people who understand your path and cheer for your growth. Cut off toxic relationships that hold you back. They only reinforce your fear of failure. Instead, seek those who encourage you to keep pushing your boundaries, no matter the outcome. A supportive environment enhances your resilience, creating a safe space for authentic growth. Remember, resilience and authenticity thrive when nurtured by genuine support. So choose your connections wisely. So as you move forward, keep this in mind. Failure isn't the enemy. It's a powerful guide, one that helps you see what works, what doesn't, and what's truly possible. Each setback shapes a version of confidence rooted in resilience and self-belief. By embracing failure, you're not only proving your own resilience, but also forging a path to authentic confidence, one that no setback or loss can ever take away. Embrace failure fully, and let it be a steady companion on your journey to authentic growth. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, dare to cut ties with those who don't, and take steps each day to conquer the fear of failure. When you do, you're aligning yourself with a confidence that's grounded in resilience, empowered by support, and strengthened by an unwavering commitment to growth. Failure, then, becomes not an obstacle, but a springboard to reaching your full potential. Step 3. Speak up and own your voice. One of the essential steps to building genuine confidence is learning to speak up and own your voice. In Stoic philosophy, silence for the sake of maintaining peace is seen as a subtle form of self-sabotage. Epictetus once urged, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." Speaking up is part of that journey, yet many hold back, fearing judgment or misunderstanding. But the reality is that when we stay silent, we're not preserving peace. We're shrinking ourselves to fit into others' comfort zones, denying our value and unique perspective. Imagine you're in a meeting or even a casual family gathering. You have an idea, a point that could add value, but then doubt sneaks in. What if they disagree? What if I come off as difficult? In that moment of hesitation, ask yourself what's more important, keeping peace on the surface or honoring your authentic self. When we suppress our voice, we also suppress our value, our truth. Real confidence is not about avoiding discomfort. It's about stepping into it, standing by your thoughts, and recognizing that your perspective matters. Authenticity is at the core of true confidence, and each time you speak up, you strengthen that foundation. Owning your voice doesn't mean you have to be the loudest person in the room or always have the last word. Instead, it's about showing up authentically. Speaking up doesn't make you right every time, but it does make you brave. Every time you contribute, you're practicing self-respect, saying, "I trust my voice." This strengthens self-confidence because it doesn't rely on others' approval. It builds inner resilience rooted in your truth and self-worth. To start, take small steps. Every day, set a goal to share one thought, one opinion, whether at work, with friends, or even in an online community. If it feels daunting, begin with topics you're passionate about. This allows you to develop confidence naturally in a safe space. Over time, this practice becomes a habit, and you'll find it easier to stand by your thoughts, even in vulnerable moments. Speaking up is also a path to resilience. Each time you do it, you're teaching yourself to embrace the potential discomfort. And with every small victory, you're building a habit that lasts. There's a profound transformation that occurs when you commit to expressing your voice. You start valuing it, not because others agree, but because it's yours. Authenticity doesn't depend on popularity. True confidence grows stronger each time you express yourself honestly. And even if people disagree, that's okay. Confidence doesn't rely on universal approval. It thrives on each act of authentic expression. People may not always agree, but many will respect you for speaking your truth and for having the courage to share your perspective. If you want to boost your confidence, try this. Make it a daily practice to voice your opinions, even if they're small or seemingly unpopular. Remember that your voice deserves to be heard. Authenticity requires that you honor it, not hide it. Each time you speak up, you're embracing the path to unshakable confidence. As you become more comfortable with expressing your thoughts, you'll notice a shift. Your sense of self becomes stronger, more resilient, and independent of external validation. Along this journey, surrounding yourself with a supportive environment can be invaluable. True confidence flourishes when you have people around who encourage you and who genuinely want to see you grow. They offer perspectives that uplift, not tear down, helping you build resilience through every challenge. These supportive relationships allow you to embrace failure as a stepping stone, a part of the process toward personal growth. By aligning yourself with people who reinforce your authenticity, you're creating a foundation for lasting confidence. Additionally, one of the critical aspects of building resilience is embracing failure. Confidence doesn't mean you'll always get things right. It means you're willing to try, to stumble, and to learn. Embracing failure is not about dwelling on mistakes, but but seeing them as paths to growth, as the Stoics did. Each setback is an opportunity to fortify your self-worth, separate from the need for perfection. Resilient people aren't those who never fail. They're those who learn, adapt, and persist. So take this step today. Speak up, own your voice, and don't wait for others' validation. By expressing yourself, you're not only building confidence, but also embracing resilience. Confidence, after all, isn't a destination. It's a habit, a practice that grows with each act of self-expression. Step 4. Surround yourself with supportive people. Now let's address an influence we all experience but truly overlook: the power of the people around us. Stoic philosophy reminds us that our environment greatly shapes our thoughts, actions, and ultimately our confidence. Seneca once said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." If confidence is what we seek, cultivating it requires the support of an encouraging environment built on authenticity and resilience. Picture trying to grow a garden in poor, barren soil. No matter how much you nurture it, growth will remain limited. Likewise, confidence can't thrive in toxic or negative surroundings. When constantly surrounded by people who downplay your successes, criticize your ambitions, or subtly discourage you, their influence inevitably seeps into your mindset. Rather than feeling resilient, you start doubting your abilities, questioning your worth, and losing sight of your potential. True confidence requires support, and it starts with those who celebrate, uplift, and believe in you. So, how do we foster a nurturing, confidence-boosting environment? Start by conducting a support circle audit. Reflect on the people in your life, friends, family, colleagues, and ask yourself, do these individuals encourage my growth, or are they holding me back? It's a challenging question, but it's essential. Real supporters push you to be your best, hold you accountable, and celebrate your successes without jealousy. They remind you of your goals, lend you resilience in difficult times, and sometimes offer the tough love necessary for personal growth. When you surround yourself with supportive people, you're not only gaining allies, but creating an environment where your authentic self can flourish. Confidence naturally builds in spaces where you feel safe, uplifted, and valued. Think of these people as the fertile soil where your self-assurance can take root and grow strong. They are the ones who lift you up when you're feeling low, and who challenge you to persevere when you feel like giving up. This resilience, grounded in a supportive community, strengthens you to tackle challenges with a renewed sense of confidence. However, making these changes can be challenging. Sometimes those closest to us may not be as supportive as we'd hope. Here is where setting boundaries becomes essential. This isn't about abruptly cutting ties, rather it's about limiting your exposure to relationships that drain rather than fuel you. Over time, as you begin to distance yourself from negativity, you'll notice having more energy, greater focus, and yes, more confidence. You'll feel empowered to take risks, embrace failure as part of your growth, and succeed because you have a network cheering you on, not holding you back. If you're not sure where to begin, seek out communities or groups that align with your values and encourage resilience, authenticity, and personal growth. Whether it's a professional network, a supportive friend group, or even an online community, find individuals who believe in the power of growth through resilience. These connections become pillars of strength, guiding you along your journey toward confidence and personal growth. Overcoming the fear of failure often starts by embracing environments that support your authentic self. Take a moment today to reflect on the people around you. Seek those who encourage and challenge you, and reduce time spent with those who drain your energy. And if you're finding value here, don't forget to like and subscribe to Stoic Narratives Official. We're committed to fostering resilience, strength, and the confidence to thrive within a supportive community. Embrace this journey toward authenticity, resilience, and the personal growth that awaits when you surround yourself with a supportive environment. By intentionally building these relationships, you're creating a foundation for lifelong resilience and confidence. Remember, true confidence blossoms in the right environment, one where authenticity, encouragement, and the freedom to embrace failure are woven into every connection you have. Step 5. Practice self-trust and small wins daily. Now let's dive into a crucial step for building unshakable confidence, cultivating self-trust through daily small victories. As Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Confidence, then, isn't about merely thinking or hoping, but about consistently acting, strengthening your trust in yourself day by day. Self-trust is the core of true confidence. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, even a minor one, you reinforce a deep sense of personal reliability. Whenever you set a goal, no matter how small, and accomplish it, you're telling yourself that you can depend on your own actions. These small, consistent victories might seem insignificant, but they hold powerful momentum. Like drops of water filling a jar, each small achievement adds to a reservoir of self-belief that fuels long-term growth. Imagine this. Each day, you set a simple, manageable goal, perhaps reading 10 pages, taking a 10-minute walk, or jotting down one meaningful reflection in a journal. These acts might appear minor, yet over time, they form something transformative. They provide proof that you are capable, dependable, and constantly evolving. And here's the key. Confidence doesn't arise from dramatic, showy accomplishments. Instead, it builds gradually, formed on the foundation of everyday successes, those small moments that consistently validate your self-worth. So why emphasize small wins? Consistency is the answer. Setting small, achievable goals forms a habit of follow-through, which builds resilience, one of the pillars of confidence. Each time you achieve these small goals, you're training your mind to trust in your own strength. As your resilience grows, so does your confidence. This newfound self-trust means that when larger challenges come, you're ready, equipped with inner assurance, grounded in the strength of consistent progress. A major benefit of focusing on these small wins is that they help you shift away from seeking external validation. Instead, you start basing your confidence on your own actions and personal growth. With a strong foundation rooted in authenticity, you become less affected by others' judgments and opinions. No longer do you measure yourself by other people's standards because you have your own. Your growth is a reflection of your true self, unfazed by transient praise or criticism. To begin, commit to one small goal each day. Make it a goal that feels meaningful, but is manageable, something you can complete without feeling overwhelmed. Write it down, then reflect on your progress at the end of the day. Over time, these consistent actions become a part of who you are, reinforcing the belief that you are capable, resilient, and authentic. Practicing self-trust in this way builds a solid foundation for lasting confidence and prepares you for greater achievements. Embracing failure, too, plays a role in this journey. When viewed through a growth lens, failure is not a setback, but a stepping stone, helping you build resilience by showing you where you can improve. As you learn to see mistakes as opportunities, rather than threats, you develop an unbreakable resilience that boosts confidence in even the most challenging times. Instead of fearing failure, embrace it as a necessary part of your growth, a reflection of your authenticity in the journey toward personal fulfillment. Alongside self-trust, surround yourself with a supportive environment. Confidence grows when you're in the company of people who encourage you to be your authentic self. Toxic relationships, on the other hand, can sap your energy and confidence. Building resilience often means cutting ties with individuals who drain your spirit, and instead choosing to be around those who genuinely support your growth. A supportive circle not only reinforces your self-belief, but also empowers you to take risks, face fears, and embrace your true potential. So remember that confidence isn't built overnight through grand gestures. It's a product of countless small victories and the trust you cultivate in yourself along the way. Authentic confidence is enduring because it's rooted in personal growth, self-trust, and resilience. Start today by setting a small goal and witnessing the ripple effect it creates, empowering you to become your authentic, resilient self. Embrace each step forward, knowing that even in setbacks, you're building a confident foundation grounded in inner strength and authenticity. Building true confidence isn't about pretending or aiming for perfection. It's about authenticity, resilience, and embracing failure as a path to growth. It means owning your voice, surrounding yourself with a supportive environment, and trusting yourself through small, consistent wins. Each of these actions is more than a step. They are transformative habits for personal growth that foster a foundation of unshakable confidence. As you reflect on this video, ask yourself, which step resonates most with you? What's one small action you can take today? Maybe it's setting a personal goal, cutting off toxic relationships, letting go of comparisons, or finding the courage to speak up. Start now and watch how these choices build resilience, strength, and self-assurance you can rely on. If these Stoic insights resonated with you, like and subscribe to Stoic Narratives Official. Comment below with your first step, and let's build this confidence journey together, one intentional choice at a time. Confidence isn't given, it's forged through growth. Let's walk this path side by side.